So you're scrolling the Amazon online shopping channel and you see one that catches your eye marked with Amazon Choice. I mean, that's got to be a mark of quality, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got a ukulele review day. As ever, this is your summary video review to the full review linked below where you'll see better pictures and scores. This is not a commercial site, so thanks again to those people who donate to help keep it going. Some thank yous running there across the bottom of the screen for new contributors to the channel. And also, why not think about subscribing to the YouTube channel? Hit the subscribe button and the little bell symbol. You'll be notified about new stuff coming along. Yeah, it's an Amazon only instrument again this weekend, and it's one of those ones that got that moniker of Amazon Choice, which suggests that it's something special. It's a Chinese brand, probably from the same stable as many others. The brand is called Horse, and this is the HUK-23C concert. That 23 because in their naming convention, as a lot of Chinese brands do, they're telling you what the overall length of the instrument is, which is pointless. What you want to know is the length of the scale from nut to bridge. It is a concert. Horse make a couple of options for you with slightly different stylings to them in different scales as well. This one is made of laminate sapele wood, but they also make one of laminate mahogany wood. Now, laminate and mahogany are kind of interchangeable woods. They look very identical. They're both brown, they're both quite simple to look at. If you're going with two different distinct lines, and they're both laminate, so on the outside they could be anything at all, why would you choose laminate and sapele and mahogany? Surely you'd go sapele and spruce, or zebra wood, or something distinctly different. So what we've got is two lines of brown instruments, and it is extremely simple looking. People know I like plain instruments, but this is plain to the point of boring. I mean, there's virtually no real grain there in the wood. Two pieces laminate on the top, two pieces on the sides, two pieces on the slightly arched back, and it's just really simple and very orange. The bridge, tie bar style, made of a wood which they list as peltagine, which I think is the Latin term, but it's actually purple heart, although it's not purple. It looks to me like it's just any old wood that's been dyed black, but they're saying it's purple heart. There we are. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It's really roughly finished with sort of little wood shavings on the edges coming off it. Screwed in place, and it's got a compensated bone saddle. The whole body then, no other decoration, no bindings, no soundhole rosette, which I think it really needs. It's finished in an open pore satin, which is kind of well done, but there's one or two little flaws. You get little black stain marks in the top and on the back. It gets a bit unsightly around the edge of the fingerboard here, so it's all right. I've seen worse. The neck wood is not specified, made of three pieces, quite like the carving down here, nice shaping. Three pieces. It's got that typically Far Eastern overly rounded C-shaped profile at the nut end, and it's 35mm up there, 27 G2A, which is very average too. I find it quite uncomfortable to play. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Topped with more of the purple heart wood, which isn't purple. That looks really dry, looks a bit unfinished. There are some little gouge marks in it and scratches. Doesn't look very nice. It is edge bound in black, hiding the frets, fret ends, which are, you get 18 of those with 14 to the body. Sadly, despite it being edge bound, there are sharp fret ends. That's not good. Position markers, pearly, face out at 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 and 17. You also get dots on the side. Beyond the bone nut. Incidentally, the setup on this one, despite it coming directly from the factory, is really rather good. It's a nice low action. In fact, if anything for me, probably a little bit too low, but it's not buzzing. That's interesting, although I do understand that that is luck of the draw. Anyway, beyond that, you get this curvy crown headstock. There's the horse logo engraved. I don't know what it is about that logo and the use of the horse imagery in the O but every time I glance at it, I read it as hearse. which is unfortunate. The tuners are sealed, generic, unbranded chrome gears, and as you can see, they're not fitted on quite straight, which is irritating, although doesn't affect the function of the ukulele. This one is off, isn't it? Quite a bit off, this one. Okay, comes with Aquila strings, more on that in a moment, and then that usual sort of goodie bag. So you get a clip-on tuner, you get a strap, you get what they claim to be Aquila strings. Aquila have told me, and publicly, direct, they do not supply strings in this packaging, ever. Does that mean these are Aquila? Work that out for yourself. And then what I found really odd is also in the packaging, and this isn't a one-off because I know some other reviewers who've had these as well, is a strip of sandpaper. What's that for? So I've started mulling it over. Is it for tidying your nails? I don't think that's what they've been thinking about. I think they've included this to allow you to adjust setup, such as sorting out the fret ends, such as taking the saddle down. It doesn't need taking down. That's too small for taking a saddle down and keeping the bass flat. And if you applied this to the neck, you're going to really, really rough it up and scratch it, because this is pretty rough. That's really odd. You also get a really rather nice, actually, compared to the competition, branded gig bag, branded horse, with zip and shoulder straps, and that comes in at the bargain price of £39.99 or £59.99 if you're in the USA. So really right there at the cheap end, and I've got to be mindful of that in the review. Okay, it's well enough put together. I can't find any howlers. There's no joints opening up. It's quite tidy inside as well. The top's pretty thin. The finish is a bit scruffy around here. The finishing on the bridge and fingerboard is very scruffy. The sharp fret ends I find annoying. The wonky tuner I find annoying. But, you know, I've seen much worse for more money, actually. It's pretty light, 530 grams, really nicely balanced at the 12th. Just extremely generic. But we need to have a play of it, so I will get tuned up with the strobe tuner. And these strings are flying out of tune, which is another reason why I don't think these are Aquila, despite what the string tag says. Okay, the volume is alright, actually. It's not out the park, but it's alright. It's alright. You're going to be heard in a jam session. The sustain is poor. It falls off really, really quickly to my ear, and that really comes through when you're playing it finger picked, because you're not going to be able to do any sort of frills or vibrato or anything. It's alright. Very generic, boxy sounding, thin laminate tone. No sustain. Yeah, for a beginner, probably passable, but actually I think, as I'll come on to in the summing up, you can do better for the same money. Finger picked, as I say, really goes off up here. right, okay, it doesn't get a howler of a score, because it's not a howler of an instrument, but it doesn't get a great score either, and I'm afraid it doesn't get a recommendation. And it doesn't get a recommendation because at 40 quid, I would suggest you spend your money on something like the Flight Travel long neck, or the Donner DUC1. I think this is the point, really. There's so many around, maybe even an Enya. You might have to spend a little bit more, but it's in a really congested price point, and I just don't think it stands out on tone. The Donner sounds much better, the Flight sounds much better. Okay, like I say, for beginners, you might not notice that, but I think in time you will start to notice that. I think this is quite a thin, generic, boxy sound. As I say, the build, generally speaking, overall is all right, but there's those annoying scruffy elements and the sharp fret ends. Very symptomatic of this sort of price point, of course. But with so much other choice out there, it's hard to recommend it. The HUK-23C Concert, all laminate sapele wood. Amazon choice, don't know why. There we are. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your week. Got a real cracker coming for you next week. We're going up and down in the quality over the next few weeks. Real mix coming up, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I will see you very soon. Go carefully. Bye bye.